fear of judgment permeates the hearts and minds of too many. We fear judgment from all angles. We perceive it from society, from friends, from family, even God. It's this fear that cripples us and limits our ability to go beyond our own expectations. In her book, Love's Voice Changes You, Pat Kammer supposes that the love of spirit is unconditional and that judgment is merely the unnecessary invention of the mind. Chad Tuthill talks with Pat about getting out of our own way and living a fuller, fearless life.
What is the definition of your use of the word patter?
Well, patter is a script taken from hypnosis. It's a script that simply gets into the subconscious mind and changes it for the better. So it's a little quirky thing, Pat's patter.
And you wrote that there are different ways to connect with spirit. It can be visual through imagination or kinetic, making itself known as a feeling or even audio. How can people know the difference between the voice of the ego and the voice of spirit?
Well, the voice of spirit is calm and certain and loving and peaceful. Makes you feel really good. The voice of the ego makes you want to doubt, puts you in sadness and depression. It can be angry. It can be anything but peaceful. So you certainly do know the difference between the two.
And you feel like truth is instantly identifiable?
Well, it is to me. It just feels right. It feels like love. It feels calm and certain. It's a feeling for me. I can see visually. I can feel all kinetically. I'm all of those, but mostly I hear the voice, and it gives me great peace. It has in uncertain times and times when I was really cornered and didn't know where to turn. It led me easily and effortlessly.
Can you explain the difference between the AIA Club and the APAS Club?
Well, the AIA, ain't it awful? And people in the world are afraid. They see things in the world that are chaos and murder and war and all kinds of, and they're constantly pouring ain't it awful on it. And I like to say all problems are solved, and that's the other feeling I have about it, because if you look at the solving of it, you can be the part of the answer rather than part of the problem.
You identify a major problem for us when you say we forget the simple truth that can save us from ourselves. Perception makes the difference between feeling safe or threatened. Can you expand a bit about the importance of perception?
Well, how you perceive is how you believe, and your beliefs have been brainwashed into you since you were born, and really they're not even your beliefs or your thoughts. I believe right now that we need to shift with the shift and see things differently, otherwise we're going to keep on creating what we perceive. And we give everything the definition it has. Nothing means anything until we tell it what it means when you think about it.
Well, and going further into the whole brainwashing phenomenon, you say that the unspoken message we hold in mind is, I love you if you measure up to my standards. Meet my expectations, obey my version of what love looks like, and you're in. If you do not, then you're out. So are most people more familiar with this kind of conditional and contrived love?
Yeah, spirit loves us unconditionally. Puts no conditions, no judgments on us. And how dare us have the arrogance to put perceptions on other people and how they should measure up and how they should live and judge them. What right do we have to go and fix people according to our standards when there are no standards but spirit standards, and the spirit has unconditional love? And we're to learn now unconditional love, and I think that's why things keep happening. It comes around and around to us until we finally get, oh yeah, this thing that's happening right now is for us to forgive and to love unconditionally.
And you say that trust came as a result of complete relinquishment of attachment to my rightness and of my need to control things. Do you feel people generally have this attachment or even addiction to being right or feeling they're in control?
In a lot of cases, and when you think about it, we really aren't in control of anything. I had to relinquish what I was trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out my situation. And that isn't how the answer comes. It comes with relinquishing your fear about what the situation is that you're in. When I relinquished my fear, then the answer came. And until I did that, it failed me. It was always me trying to figure it out, always trying to control the situation.
I think you illustrate the importance of living in the present in a great way when you say, what would we do with our nows once we understand that now is all we have? Would we spend it worrying? I hope not. We are much too serious about life.
Yes, we're living in a drama. I call it Shakespeare's drama.
Right.
Yeah. Our now is really all we have. When you stay in the now is perfect and wonderful. It's when we project and we live in the past that we get into trouble. We're projecting our stories, our what-if stories. We put shoulds and should-nots on everything. And when we just stay in the moment and breathe and know that that breath comes from spirit, we're fine and we're wonderful and we're good.
You allude to these, quote, invisible parallel universes with many me's available. I have me's that know things I have not been aware of before now, me's who have skills I have not yet acquired in this reality. These me's wait for me to tap into anything I want. It's like a universal super mall with everything in it waiting for me to shop, and it's all free. Is this a way to have a more immediate connection with a version of ourselves we'd like to become?
We can be anything we want to be. Yeah, it's like living in another dimension, which I call the fifth dimension. I'm going to be talking more about that in the next book that I'm writing. We're really going from our third dimension of mass consciousness, thinking that everything we see is real and everything is really an illusion of time and space. We're traveling now to the fourth dimension, knowing and awakening, so that there's much more. There is much more to us than we ever dreamt of. And when you get into the fifth dimension of thinking, you're starting to see your possibilities of all that you can be. And it's just up to your imagination, your creativity of what that could be. Everyone has a dream within them or some kind of mission they're here for. What really stops them is the fear inside of them. And they have a lot of excuses. What if excuses? I'm too old. I don't have enough education. I'm not good enough. All these excuses. If we let them go, we start to see, my God, we can do so many things and be so many things. Here I am, 77 years old this year, and this is my first book. I am a great-grandmother, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. I had to let my fear go. I had to stop what-ifing on myself. And I had to let fear go. I had to have my dream bigger than my fear for that to happen.
On the topic of helping others, you explain, there are people for whom sadness is a habit. We only need to allow them to be who they are. It is never our mission to fix or change anyone. I'm encouraged to be love and show love, and that is all. Is it important to let people go through their own processes without our interference?
Exactly. They've got their own path. There are some of our children who we'd like to meddle in because we love them. Being more loving would be just to let them be themselves. If they have to go down to the depths of gloom to find it. When we interfere, I think we slow the process down. We're always wanting to bail our children out. I've just let my children live their lives and allow them to make their mistakes, and they rose to it just like I have. I think we just slow it down by just always interfering and trying to fix people.
And lastly, you say you do not need someone to save you except from your illusions about who you think you are. Is our self-perception one of the main blocks preventing us from growing spiritually?
Absolutely. The basis is knowing who you are. Knowing that you are not this bag of bones with skin wrapped around it, walking in this world. You are a spiritual being, perfect as God made you. I stand in front of the mirror and I'd say, Pat, I love you. And at first the answer came back, yeah, right. You don't know you like I know you. But you're not really talking to the image. The spirit behind those eyes that looks at your image is the one talking. The spirit is in you. The one that's in you has all the answers. Where you'll find the truth is inside of you, not in the outside world.
And you got out of your own way to write this book.
Yes, I sure did.